Live stream broadcasting from outside our head office. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending about 45 minutes with you guys. We're going to go through what our business is all about, what the opportunity is all about, and then you're welcome to come speak to me afterwards if you like, ask me any questions that you might have. Okay, so let's begin. As you can see, we're actually a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia's been around since 1952, so we've been in operation as an insurance company for a very long time. We are a registered insurance company in South Africa. We don't share offices with Constantia. You can see their building looks very different. They're down the road here in Randburg. That's the branding that they use, and you probably don't recognize the name or the branding, even though we're nearly 70 years old. That's because we've always dealt with other financial service providers. We've never dealt with consumers up until the launch of DuePoint. The FSP number that we operate under is that one over there. 31111. You'll notice in the foyer we've got all our Financial Services Board licenses. So we've also got a long and short-term insurance license. We've got our investment license as well as the FSP license. And then we've also registered with the Direct Selling and the Direct Marketing Associations. And you'll see those certificates all up on the wall outside. You can find them on our website. We actually listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. Hopefully all the facts that I'm giving you now are building up some credibility for the business, because we're proposing a partnership right this evening, and obviously trust has to come into play when we discuss any partnership or collaboration. So you're welcome to go do a background check on us. Go check the facts. You can go to the Constantia site. You can go to the FSB site and make sure those licenses are actually in existence. The managers and executives are these individuals up on screen. So the first three people are registered chartered accountants. They look after all the financial aspects of our business, which are fairly important. Mr. Brendan Benfield's got a lot of experience in financial services, a lot of success, more importantly, in financial services, particularly in insurance. His father's been involved in insurance all his life. His father started Clientele Life, which is one of the biggest life insurers in the country. His father started the IFA. They've started businesses in Europe. They've assisted businesses in Australia. Brendan's got a brother Stuart, and together with their father they founded a business down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD. PMD does a lot of short-term insurance. I think they're the fourth biggest short-term insurer in the country. So Brendan's got a lot of experience and success in insurance. Tim and Stacey. Stacey's with us this evening, so you'll see her in the foyer. But they look after the auditing, the accounting, a lot of the regulatory aspects of our business. Jane and myself are two non-accountants. I say that like that's a bad thing, that we're non-accountants. But I see it as a good thing, because I would not like to be sitting in Excel spreadsheets all day, every day. All right? But we're the non-accountants. Jane is very experienced in network or referral marketing or direct sales. She's been doing it pretty much all her life. She's from the UK, so she brings very important integral experience to our team, because we're an insurance company. We've only adopted a marketing model that is one of referral marketing or network marketing, and Jane brings that experience to our team. Myself, I've been working in advertising for nearly 25 years. I ran my own agency for about 15 years, and the company that's still in existence today, we operated quite heavily in the financial sector. We did a lot of work for the big banks. So I have a little bit of experience in the financial space, but mostly in digital advertising and digital marketing. So that's the senior team. We've got client service staff, we've got admin staff, but basically our focus as staff of DuePoint is to support people that decide to join us here at DuePoint. We do everything in our power to make sure that you are being as effective as possible, that you're profitable in this collaboration, and that you're happy in this business. And a lot of the technology also that we invest in is also aimed to do that, to support you in this role here at DuePoint. So that's a bit of background on us and the business. Very quickly, we kind of look at the circumstance that a lot of South Africans find themselves in. And you could almost say it's good for our business, but not really good for general circumstance with regards to our economy and for people. It would be great if our salaries did everything that we needed them to do, but they don't, unfortunately. And the workplace, traditional work and the traditional work environment poses a lot of risk for people, because we're mostly in a position where we're struggling just to get by in the economy. We've got salaries that aren't increasing as fast as the cost of living is. And what people should be doing in the 40, 45 years that they're working is they should be saving towards their retirement. because when you get retired, your income ends, and now you have to depend on this retirement or pension fund to support you from the age of 60 until you die, till you're 90. And that's not the case for the majority of South Africans. About 90+% of South Africans get to retirement financially dependent still. So they become dependent on, you guys are young, right? So perhaps you haven't thought too much about retirement, which is a good thing. You've got time on your side. But for a lot of older people, they realize that time is no longer on their side, and they haven't done enough for retirement. And the statistics that we get show that it's a bleak picture for the majority of South Africans. They start to rely on family and friends and children to support them to get by. A government grant, no one can depend on a government grant. And so what this business is all about is about changing that circumstance. It's the opportunity for people that decide to join us in this business to take control over their income instead of being dictated to by the economy, by your boss, by your company, by the industry you work in, by your circumstance, by your education, by your experience, all these things telling us what we're allowed to have in the world. This business is an opportunity to take what you want, right? So that's really what our business is about. We'll skip over the rest of the debt slide because it's fairly boring and negative, and on to the opportunity. So Constantia saw the opportunity in the marketplace to create a system that allows South African this opportunity. And we launched the DuePoint system in 2016 in February with a number of aspirations in mind, not only for the business, but for people that decide to join us in this business. So one of the biggest aspirations we have is that this business is about wealth creation. It's not about making extra money. That's a part of it, but it's not the whole picture. The whole picture is about wealth creation. We want to see people generate wealth, not just generate an extra paycheck at the end of the month. So there's a big difference there. The difference is if you're just creating income, then you're not actually building wealth. To build wealth, we have a number of aspirations or goals for people in our business. The first one of which is to get rid of your debt as quickly as possible. So we get a lot of statistics on debt in South Africa, and pretty much every single person in South Africa has debt of some form. Get rid of that debt as quickly as possible. We're hoping that people that start generating income out of DuePoint will use it not to spend more, but to start building wealth. And the first obstacle to get over is to get rid of your debt completely. Our second aspiration is then to focus on wealth creation, and we create wealth through the ownership of assets. That's when you go out and you're able to now spend your money on buying assets. You might buy property, you might buy cars, and hopefully assets that appreciate, investments. And that's where wealth is created, right? And that's really the focus of our business. And ultimately, you're here really just to be happier. People are hoping that money will be the means to the end to change their circumstance so that they're happier at the end of the month. So those are goals we have for our business, for the people involved in our business. How does this work? This evening, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint. You enter into a contract with us, and it's not a long-term contract. It's month to month. You can escape at any time you want. We don't sign you in for 10 years. But once you enter into this contract with us, this collaboration that you decide to do with us, we refer to you as wealth engineers. And as a wealth engineer, you've got the single task of building what we call a channel of distribution. So that's your focus here at DuePoint. Your channel of distribution is the asset that you are building, right? And how do you build a channel of distribution? It is just you going out and connecting other people to our business. That's all you have to do. The same way you got invited to this intro presentation, that's what you're going to do. Connect people to the business opportunity here at DuePoint. And if you are successful in that process, if you can get people to look at DuePoint and they ultimately decide they want to become wealth engineers too and product owners, that is you being successful in building your channel of distribution. And it leads to a host of benefits. Number one being you get to create additional income, a second paycheck at the end of every single month. The nature of the income that we produce is very important, because there are two types of income you can generate in this world. The majority of the population creates something that's called active income, once off monthly income, right? Active income. As salary earners, all of us, we earn active income. If I decide not to go to work next month, am I going to get paid for September? No, I don't get paid, right? But if you build an asset, if you own an asset, and that asset is the thing that creates income, then it doesn't matter what I do next month. I'll still earn money out of that income. It's like owning a second property. If you have a second property and you're renting it out, you don't have to do anything to earn the income. You just have to own the asset. right? And our business takes advantage of exactly the same benefit, because insurance companies actually create something called recurring income. So you get to partake in recurring income. It is the ability to put effort into building an asset 1 month that doesn't pay you only at the end of the month. It pays you 2 months from now, 5 months from now, 10 months from now, a year, 2 years, 5 years. In 10 years' time, you could still be earning money off the asset because of the time you invested in August 2018. That is where you want to start investing your time. Chasing active income is going to reset you to zero at the end of every single month. Right? That was my business. Most businesses create active income. The agency that I ran for 15 years, active income, we had to chase money every single month. It's not the business you want to be in. My father told me when I was younger, he said, get involved in business that pays you while you're sleeping. He was talking about passive income or recurring income. Some people call it annuity income. You get to do that in this business. We get to harness the power of duplication. This is leverage. It's your opportunity to go out and find good people to help you build your channel of distribution. Because if they help you build your channel of distribution, they will in turn build your asset value, increase your recurring income, right? So you don't have to depend solely on your efforts. You can go out and build a team that collaborates with you. In other words, your channel will grow exponentially larger if you're able to do that properly. Our business is flexi-time. You can do this business anywhere, anytime. The business runs on your mobile phone. Install the app on your smartphone, you're good to go. Anywhere, anytime, right? You're not constrained by location, by time. There's no startup capital. We've designed the business to be as easy as possible to get involved in, to have a low barrier to entry so that the most amount of people can get involved in it. Right? We're also not shy. We don't ask people for lump sums or registration fees or starter kits or come buy boxes of product that's going to cost you 1,000 Rand. We don't want that. We want it to be a low-risk endeavor. That should be important to you. If you're looking for an income opportunity, you want there to be as little risk as possible, right? You don't want there to be a lot of risk, and so we've designed it to be as low risk as possible. There's no qualifications or experience required in this business. We don't care about CVs. I imagine no one brought their CVs with them tonight, right? Again, we don't discriminate against your background, like what experience you have, whether you've got a matric or not, whether you've got work experience or not, whether you've got a degree or not. It doesn't matter. All that matters in this business is work ethic, whether you can keep yourself accountable to just building this thing called the channel of distribution. You get to build an asset. Now, this is very important because this allows you to build legacy, right? So legacy is being able to live a life where people have high regard for you. That's what legacy is. If you die one day and you pass wealth onto your family, that is legacy. They're going to look at you with high regard and say, look what dad did or granddad did or grandmother did or mom did, right? But the antithesis of that is leaving them with debt. And if you leave your family with debt, you haven't built any legacy. You've built the opposite of legacy. So this channel of distribution that you're building, you have legal tender over it. You own this channel of distribution that you're building. You can sell it one day. It'll keep paying you beyond retirement. Your day job is going to retire you when you get to 60. Right? That's not far away from me. I consider myself young. I've been working for 25 years. I've only got 20 years left. And then Brendan, my boss, is going to say to me, you're too old to work. You must look at retiring. And that's the day my income ends. But if I own assets, those assets will keep paying me beyond retirement because assets can't retire you. And it'll keep paying you until you die, and then you'll seed that asset in your will to your beneficiaries. Right? So knowing that you own this asset is very important. There's no selling involved in our business. We actually contract you out of selling. We say in the code of conduct, you may not sell, promote, publish, advertise our products. That's a great thing because people don't want to be advertising or marketing or trying to sell insurance or investment products, right? What you're going to be doing is connecting people to the business opportunity. That's how you build your channel of distribution. It's only about the business opportunity. That's what people are interested in. If you go up to people and say, who's interested in making more money? Everyone puts their hand up, right? So that's what you're going to be doing. And the nature of our products, because they're financial in nature, means we don't have stock and distribution issues. We don't have tangible products. You don't have to bring a bakkie tonight taking product home with you this evening. So we make the products as convenient as possible. Your success is very much determined by your ability to build a channel of distribution. So this is what you're going to be focused on, and this is how it begins. You become a wealth engineer this evening and a product owner, and you are going to now go out and start connecting people to this business, right? That's what we depend on you to grow our business in South Africa. And if you're successful, you might have to speak to 10 people to get 5 people to say, yes, I also want to become a wealth engineer and start earning money here at DuePoint. So those people become wealth engineers and product owners, and that is the beginning of your channel of distribution. Because from that point onwards, you don't have too much say in how your channel grows. Your channel is going to grow on its own, right? Because these people you connected to the business are going to start building their own channels. In turn, your channel. And this is where the power of duplication comes in. This is leverage. This is the beauty of some network marketing models, is that you are allowed this leverage. And you want to take advantage of it, because with time, this is what your channel could look like. And we've got thousands of examples of people who have come into the business and quit and left, but their channels have kept growing. We've got one lady that joined our business in, I think it was March 2016. She was in the business for 5 months and then she left. She's got over 7,000 people in her business and she doesn't even know about it. Right? Your channel will grow without you, whether you like it or not. But you have to be discerning when you grow your channel. These people that you put in at the beginning, make sure they are the strongest people you can find. You've got to picture yourself as the CEO, building your board of executives, your directors. You just don't put anybody that you find off the street in the board of directors. You go look for people that are resourceful, that will thrive as wealth engineers, that will build their channels on their own steam. Not become a burden to you. Because if you bring weak people in here, that weakness will filter into the rest of your business. And this entire channel will collapse every month. But if you bring strong people in, and that behavior filters into your channel, you'll build an asset that is sustainable, that is strong, that will keep paying out every single month for years. And that's what your focus is on, is building this channel of distribution, but a strong channel of distribution. A quick warning. We are not a get-rich-quick scheme, so I imagine a lot of people must think, well, I've been invited to a presentation like this in the past. Did anyone think that when they got spoken to for the first time? What's this business you're telling me about? I've heard about these businesses before, right? We are not one of those businesses. First of all, we are a very legitimate entrepreneurial opportunity. Constantia, for the first time, has decided to extend an opportunity to everyday South Africans, to consumers, to help change their position. We become dependent on you for growth, right? So it's a very real entrepreneurial opportunity. At the same time, we are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. We're regulated by the Financial Services Board. We are audited by auditors constantly. So that should allay any fear of illegitimacy. And at the same time, one thing I have to tell you is that wealth doesn't happen overnight. Those typical get-rich-quick schemes, they will promise you things like, oh, you can be rich at the end of the month. Look at these people, how much money they're making. You can be a millionaire before the end of the year, right? It doesn't exist in any aspect of life. I've started businesses that have failed, and I've started businesses that have been successful. And Brendan has at the same time. We know it is blood, sweat, and tears. If you want real tangible wealth out of a business opportunity to make it successful, you have to put in the hours, right? And it's no different to this business. So I hope that everyone has that expectation, right? It doesn't have to be overwhelming. We can start small and build on it. That's the beauty of building an asset. So let's talk about our products. We've got 4 products here at DuePoint. Their benefit is all financial in nature. So our products aren't designed just to be products to attach to this business. Our products are actually designed with wealth in mind. So they're either investment products that are there to build wealth, they're insurance products to either protect your asset value, right? Or they're products designed to lower your cost of living expenses. The products are designed to help you with regards to building wealth. So our first product is called Access Wealth. It is going to cost you 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested in your name into a tax-free investment fund every single month. And that's currently sits with Sanlam. It's actively managed by fund managers. And with that, you get 120,000 Rand worth of personal accident cover. So you've got insurance on top of this investment. If you are killed in any form of accident, and I can see we've got young people in the audience, if we're going to die in the next 10, 20 years, it's probably going to be from an accident rather than from illness or natural causes, right? So you get 120,000 rands worth of personal accident cover with this investment, and you've got full access to this investment. There's no delay period on this, not a 30 or 60 or 90-day notice attached to the investment. So this is Access Wealth, the investment product, product number one. Product number two is insurance. It is Wealth Guard. It's going to cost you 249 Rand every month, but this time you get 1 million rands worth of personal accident cover. The beauty of our personal accident cover is that we don't discriminate against age or health. So you can be 60 years old and you can take this product out. You can be diabetic. You can have a heart condition. The premium is still 249 for everybody over the age of 18, and you still get 1 million rands worth of personal accident cover. Okay, so that's Wealth Guard, the insurance product. Family Wealth is our new funeral cover product. It starts at 299 Rand per month, and you get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. It covers up to 5 family members, and you also get 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So if you owe anyone money up to the value of 10,000 Rand, we'll pay that out upon your death, and you can bump this product up to 30,000 Rand funeral cover and up to 10 family members included. And the beauty, again, is it's fully accessible to everybody. So no excluded pre-existing conditions. That means you can have cancer, you can be 50, you can still take out this product, and we'll give it to you at 299. Right? So that's our funeral cover product. And then lastly is Wealth Points. Wealth Points is designed to lower your cost of living every month. So we spend money on different things every single month. Through this product, which costs you 299 Rand a month, you get to enjoy the discounts that we've negotiated with the list of partners that you see there. So we've tried to cover everything with regards to cost of living. We've got data partners, we've got ShopRite Checkers, we've got other online retailers. The entertainer provides almost half price at restaurants and hotels and various entertainment events. We've got car manufacturers, Ford, Jaguar, Land Rover. We've tried to cover everything. We're adding new partners to this product all the time. So this is evolving. If you're looking for immediate cover, this is a great product to have. If you have any questions on the product, come speak to me. If you're looking for an in-depth review, if you really want to go through the nuts and bolts of these products, we've got a review on our YouTube channel for each product that you can go watch if you like. All right, so very quickly, just to describe our business model to you so that you understand how this business works from an economic point of view. Traditional insurance companies, right? So Constantia traditionally, not so much Constantia, but more a company like Prime Meridian or a company like Outsurance, MyWay, those kind of companies. They spend a massive amount of their budget on marketing and advertising. They have to. If they want business next month, they've got to do advertising constantly, right? At DuePoint, we don't do any advertising. We don't spend a cent on marketing. Why? Because we depend on you guys to go out and tell people about our business. And so that's the collaboration, that's the partnership that we're proposing this evening. So we don't have to spend the billions that the insurance industry spends every single year on marketing. We take that portion of our budget in our business and we attribute it to our returns and our rewards program. And that's the way you benefit. So the returns program is the money that you make every month out of the business, and then the rewards program is this cherry on top that we have that I'll describe at the end. So how does the returns program work? Okay. We pay a base return fee of 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel. Right? So remember the slide with all the dots on? Imagine earning money off of every single dot that you saw every single month, because it's recurring income always, right? But it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So the first 5 people that you introduced, those people lie on your first point. Anyone that you introduce always goes to your first point. Right? Nowhere else. So those are the first 5 people that you introduced. They lie on your first point, and you'll see according to the table, we actually pay you 55 Rand for every product on your first point every month going forward. And then when those people that you connected as wealth engineers go out and build their channels, that product lies on your second point. This is the power duplication that now starts to happen, right? As your channel starts to grow. And on your second point, again, you get paid 55 Rand. Then again, your channel grows out further to the third point, and then you see the multiplier starts to drop. So as your channel grows outwards, the multiplier drops all the way to 4% by 0.8. But you can see there's a plus next to the 0.8. It means that we don't stop you at 0.8. From 0.8 onwards to infinity, in theory, you can keep earning out of this business. There's no limitation to the size of your channel. There's no limitation to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. We've got wealth engineers in 24 months, they've already passed 0.30 in their channels, right? This is completely up to you. How big you want to make your channel comes down to time and numbers. That's all. And you only have to take care of the numbers. God will take care of the time for you, right? Just take care of the numbers. Connect somebody. Okay, so the next question often is, well, how much do people earn in this business? How much time and how many numbers do I need to get to a certain amount beyond just the 55 Rand per product? So we built a projection over the next 5 years to give you an idea of where you could be in 5 years' time, right? So think about 1 year after the Qatar Soccer World Cup. That gives you a good reference point, all right? But it's based on a growth assumption. So the growth assumption is that in your first month, you can connect 3 people to the business. Not 5, just 3 in your first month. Every month thereafter, you bring in 2. So we call it the 3+2 growth model. 3 in August, 2 in September, 2 in October, 2 in November, 2 in December, even when you're on holiday. 2 in January when you're depressed and broke. 2 in February when you're recovering again. You keep bringing 2 every month. If you can follow that growth, you can expect to earn these numbers. 2,500 Rand after 6 months of doing that. That's recurring income, right? So here's where we normally give an illustration of the value of paying debt off as quickly as possible. Because paying your debt off faster is the same as investing money. So if you come to me and say, oh, I don't have enough money to invest, you don't have to invest money. Start off by paying your debt off faster. Normally, the interest rate on debt is way more than you get out of investments anyway. Right? So you always want to pay your debt off faster. And here's an illustration of it. Here's someone with R1 million debt, R1 million bond, right? They went and financed a property. They got the money from the bank. The bank put them into a bond agreement. That bond contract is usually over 20 years, but you can specify how long you want it, but it's usually 20 years. And over 20 years at Prime +2, you're paying back the bank 11,500 Rand a month for 20 years before you become the owner of that R1 million property. That's how it works. But you join DuePoint, 6 months later with some success, you're earning 2,500 Rand extra every single month. If you take that money and put it into your bond, so if you decide, let me pay my debt off faster, put the 2,500 Rand into your R1 million bond, you will pay that bond off in 11.5 years instead of 20 years. Do you know how much money it saves you in interest back that you would have paid to the bank? Nearly 1 million Rand. That's how much it saves you. Little 2,500 Rand. After 12 months, you're earning nearly 10,000 Rand a month. That's an extra 100,000 Rand every year. I often ask the audience, did anyone get a 100,000 Rand check? Bonus this year. No one ever puts their hand up. I don't know if they're too shy. If there's only one person putting their hand up, we're all going to go ask him for money, right? Or her. And that's 12 months away. At 24 months, we're at nearly 30,000 Rand a month. See how quickly it escalates? Can I tell you, majority of people give up at month 2 or 3? They don't give themselves the time, right? You've got to let time unwind. At month 36, you're close to 50,000 Rand a month. Another good example of paying off your debt as quickly as possible. At month 30, you're earning about 36,000 Rand. If you had an extra 36,000 Rand coming into your bank account every month, what would you do with it? Spend more. We would, right? We would spend more. That's how consumers think. We are built to think like that. Every day we've just got consumerism, advertising pushed onto us, right? If I gave you an extra 2,500 Rand today, how long would that 2,500 Rand last in your wallets? Would you go, let me go pay some debt off with this? Or would you go, let me go buy some nice shoes and maybe have a nice lunch and flash some cash to the family to show them that I've got some money, right? And that's how consumers think. I think like that constantly, right? But if we decide to pay debt off, it empowers us to create wealth. So with an extra 36,000 Rand a month, you could pay off a 5 million Rand bond. If you put that 36,000 Rand as an additional payment into a 5 million Rand bond over a 20-year period, you'll pay that house off in less than 7 years. Now you've paid your debt off. It empowers you now to create wealth. How do you create wealth? You buy assets. So you buy another property. Pay that off in 7 years. Buy a third property. Who would like to get into property investment? All right? You two guys, what are you going to do? Something else, right? I'd love to get into property investment. In 21 years, but it's going to take 21 years. I've paid off 3 houses for 5 million Rand each. So I'm 40 today. At 61, I get retired. I've got to go home and sit on the stoep, I don't know. But I've paid a house off 14 years ago. I've got 2 other properties that are bringing in 60, 70, 80,000 rand a month in rent. That is how you create wealth. You have to make the decision today, 20 years before you get to that point. At month 48, you're close to 70,000 rand a month. So that's Qatar Soccer World Cup. If you're earning that amount of money, you can take a couple of friends and go watch the World Cup in the desert. Hopefully they've got water and grass that side. And then by 60 months, so your 5-year plan from today, you could be earning nearly 85,000 rand a month. Remember, you are still doing 2 people every single month. You're bringing 2 new people onto your first point every single month for 60 months in a row. And with some good duplication, you should be earning about 1 million rand extra every single year in recurring income. Does anyone believe it? Who's still skeptical? You don't have to put it behind them. I would still be skeptical. This guy's talking funny numbers now. 1 million rand extra a year, right? But what we do, because this is theoretical, so what we do is we bring up wealth engineers every single month, people that are actually doing this business, to give us a sense of, number one, that people are actually doing it, how fast or how slow they're doing it, and also to question what the value of money is. Because if we think like consumers, you might think that Andres, who's earning close to 3,500 rand a month, that's not much, because he's been doing this for 2 years. 23 months ago he joined. He's only introduced 15 people to the business. See the bottom number there? 15 first pointers that he has after 2 years. That's translated to 91 products in his business. That's the power of duplication that exists, right? But he's got a unique story because he's got a health condition that doesn't allow him to leave home. He has to run the business from his house, which he can do because you only have to run it off your mobile phone, right? Then we've got Petrus. I think he's also from Kempton Parkside. He's been in the business 10 months. He's following 3 + 2. He's nearly at 5,000 rand a month already. So these were numbers pulled from last month. He's got 5 points in his channel. He's introduced 14 people in the last 10 months. His channel size is sitting on 121 products. You see the leverage? He only brought in 14, but he's got 121 products, earning nearly 5,000 rand. That's the equivalent. So this is the question you're going to ask yourself when you get to retirement, right? Anyone saving for putting money into a RA or a pension fund or that sorts? You're going to get to 60 and you're going to look at how much money you got in your pension fund. You might think, oh, I'm very rich because I've got 500,000 rand. But you have to survive off of that 500,000 rand, right? If you've got 1.1 million rand in that pension fund at 5% interest, so that number's wrong. It shouldn't be 7.5%. It should be 5%. It'll be paying out 4,500 rand a month. Can anyone survive on 4,500 rand? Not really. 10,000 a month? 20,000? Not even 20,000. 30,000? 30,000 close. 30,000 means you need 6 million. About 6 million rand in your pension fund. Otherwise, you're going to be deemed financially dependent and you're going to be looking for another job, or you're going to be, unless you have assets. Unless you have assets that are paying you out recurring income. Here we got Casper and Madeleine. They've been in the business for 2 years. The value of their channel sitting at 8,000 a month, equivalent to nearly 2 million rand. We've paid them already 40,000 rand close to. They've won iPads and extra 10,000 rand along the way. Look how many first pointers they have. Only 8. Only 8. But he brought very strong people on his first point. Maybe he got lucky. I don't know. Maybe he knew it was a strong person. But either way, he brought somebody in that brought in nearly 600 people into his business. So that 8,000 should be closer to 16,000. Casper and Madeleine, they've got to open up their first point a little more to unlock that value. This is the power of duplication, right? Where do you want to be in 2 years' time? 2 years from today. It is up to you. We've got thousands of people that join this business every month. Some don't do anything. They do nothing. Some quit in the second, third month. Some people keep going. They keep going. We've got superstars in this business that have got 1,000 people in their business in 5 months. It's different for everybody. I don't know you guys personally. I don't know your circumstances. I don't know your self-belief. I don't know your belief in this business. But you get to decide what you want out of this business, because I don't dictate to anybody what they can have here at DuePoint. But the decision that you need to make is, can DuePoint fit into your life? If you've got a little bit of belief in the system and you're willing to take a shot, take a swing, maybe for a month or two, see how it goes, you've got to keep yourself accountable to doing the business. I often say to our wealth engineers, this is not a hobby that we're speaking about. It's not a New Year's resolution. We're talking about a business where you have ownership over an asset that you're trying to build that will change your life, right? You've got to treat it as such. So the decision for me is not, do you want to be a millionaire, or do you want 100,000 Rand a month or 10,000 Rand a month? It's whether you can fit our business into your life. When can you do DuePoint? Can you do it every morning before work, or are you going to do it on Saturdays or Sunday mornings? What does that look like? That's the decision we need to make at the end of the presentation. For me, that's the important decision, because that's the practical decision. Joining is very easy. You can do it on our website. The person that introduced you can do it on their mobile phone. They can add you as a wealth engineer. The application form takes about 7 minutes to do. Read our code of conduct. That's very important. Complete the online training. We've got training that we've done. In the last 2 years, we've done all these dev seminars that you can go watch, right? Don't make mistakes. Don't assume this is something you've done in the past. Our business is very unique. You don't have to make the mistakes the other wealth engineers did at the beginning. Set goals for yourself. So this is something that we should adopt in life. People don't do it. If you go read any book about business, thought leadership, any of that stuff, every single book will speak about setting goals for yourself. Not long-term, I want to be a millionaire. That's not a goal, that's a dream. Goals for yourself. A goal is something that you keep yourself accountable to. Write down the goal. Like, really, where do you want to be in 1 year's time? From today, if you decide you want to do this business, what does your life look like in a year's time? Are you earning an extra 10,000 Rand a month? Write the date down, the deadline, right? And then the simple task of preparing the plan. The plan is, how many people do I need to speak to be on target? Because that's all you have to do in this business. Our business gets distilled down to one metric, and it's the only metric that you control. How many people am I speaking to a month? Doesn't matter if they say yes or no. Don't worry yourself about whether people say yes or no. You can't control that. Don't worry about whether they build in your business or not. One metric, how many people am I speaking to a month? Get merchandise. This builds your credibility when you go out and connect people. Right? For me, foremost, get the business cards. The business cards say that you believe in the business that you're representing. If you don't have anything, people just think, oh, you're just some person off the street trying to get something out of me. But if you arrive with a notepad, maybe you got a pen, maybe you got the pin, and you got the business cards, they go, wow, this person is taking their business seriously. I can trust them a little more, right? The merchandise is designed for credibility. Join our Facebook page. We've got tons of content that gets produced there. Keep your finger on the pulse in our business. Join this YouTube channel. That camera gets turned on 8 times a week to broadcast globally. It's opportunity for you to build your business outside of the town that you live. You want to build the business tonight? You want to build your business tonight in Cape Town? All you have to do is phone someone in Cape Town and say, click on the link I just sent you. As easy as that, right? Download the mobile app. That's the business on your phone, in your pocket, in the palm of your hand. Android, Apple devices. Download the app is the first thing you should do once you become a wealth engineer. And then onto our XP rewards program. So the rewards program is something extra. It's the cherry on top here at DuePoint. When you become an active wealth engineer, there's all these different tasks that you can do that earn you what we call XP. XP are experience points. And as you start to collect XP and your channel grows, there are rewards waiting for you, right? So you can see at the top there, rank 1. If you start out as a brand new wealth engineer, you start out as rank 0. Because you've done nothing yet. So you need 1,000 XP. You need 4 products in your qualified channel to become rank 1. And when you become rank 1, you get a once-off 55 Rand reward at the end of the month. Right? Not so much. But what you've just proven to yourself is that if you can get to rank 1, you can get to rank 20. Who would like a free car? Right? It's waiting for you here. If you can get to rank 1, you're 10 ranks away from a free car. If you can get to rank 1, you can get to any rank, because it only requires you to speak to people, to connect people to this business opportunity, nothing else. The people at rank 20 are doing the same thing the people at rank 1 are doing. They've just had longer to do it, right? Time and numbers. We give tools to our wealth engineers to help them build their channels. So at rank 5, you get this fancy little USB drive. It plugs into everything. It's got all our videos and collateral on there. At rank 7, we give you these very special business cards. They cost an absolute fortune. If you think of the cost of business cards, I mean, on the street, what are they, 250 Rand for 500 business cards? Here it costs us 12,500 Rand for one set. Because they are special business cards. You won't get business cards. You won't see anyone with business cards like this. All our tools are there to build up your credibility. At rank 9, this is our first recurring reward. So this you get to enjoy every single year with your family. We take you and your family business class flights to a 5-star luxury resort for 7 days, all expenses paid trip, every single year for the rest of your life. Have a look. So you might recognize some of the wealth engineers in here or not, but this was our last trip. Our next one is 4 months away.
Gone and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sand where no one can see. You stand on at the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
How was that? Every single year, rank 9. We had one person who went to rank 9 in 5 months. 0 to 1,000 products in their qualified channel in 5 months, rank 9. At rank 11, let me tell you about the campaign. Who wants 2,000 Rand? 2,000 Rand available. Is everyone on Facebook? Facebook. Not looking so sure. Right? If you're on Facebook, go visit our Facebook page, because we're running a campaign called The Road to Rank 9, where we've got 10 wealth engineers that will win 2,000 Rand each just by participating in the campaign. Right? So make sure you do that. At rank 11, everyone wants a free car. Well, it's not for free, you've got to work for it. But by the time you get to rank 11, we will spend $250,000 buying you a brand new car that you get to drive off our parking lot with a little bit of fanfare. No DuePoint stickers, no terms and conditions, not a lease agreement. The car is yours, paid off, no debit order, no debt on the car, done. That's at rank 11. So this is what our rewards program looks like. You saw the program go up to 20. That's because we couldn't fit the next 8 ranks on the screen. It goes up to rank 28. If you think you're rich by the time you're going on a millionaire's holiday and you've got a free car, you are just getting warmed up. We've got wealth engineers that have got to rank 11 already in less than 2 years. But it's up to you. I didn't dictate to them how fast they're allowed to grow. It is up to you how quickly you want to get there. And so I invite you to join this business, to join our business called DuePoint. Even if you're skeptical, I would say take a swing. We've designed it to be low risk. You can afford to take the risk of spending 2-3 months in this business to see what it does for you. If you go out and speak to one person, doesn't matter if they say yes, one person every day for 30 days, I guarantee you'll be wealthier next month than you were last month. And just do it again. And do it again. That's the beauty of building an asset. The asset doesn't shrink back to 0 every month. It just keeps building as long as you are pushing every single month. And hopefully you get to build legacy. I get very excited when I see young people in the audience. I do, right? I might look like I'm young, but I'm not so young anymore. I'm 42 at the moment. I got my 25-year reunion invitation from my high school sent to me last month. That depressed me, right? I remember being in high school thinking I should have been a multi-millionaire by the age of 30. That came and went long ago. Guys, you've got time on your side. This business is about time and numbers. All you have to do is take care of the numbers, and you've got time on your side. By the time 10 years has passed, where do you want to be? I think about where I was 10 years ago. Let's not even talk about it, right? I was running a business, chasing money that reset to 0 every single month. Start investing your time in something that builds wealth, not money. There's a difference. Don't chase the once-off commission-based, sales-based income. You have to redo that every single month. Start building and build slowly. Don't be scared of building slowly. In your first month, if you only earn 165 Rand, know that you are just going to build on that and build on that. If you can just increase by 3 people a month, every single month, you're giving yourself a raise every single month. Do you know what the average salary raise has been annualized for the last 7 years in South Africa? Salaries have gone up 2% a year. A year. Got wealth engineers that do 5 times that in a month. So that is my invitation to you. If you have any questions, come speak to me. Otherwise, have a very prosperous rest of this year. I wish that at the end of this year, you can look back and go, I made 2018 worth it, even if it was just in the last 4 months. All right. Good luck. Thank you, guys.